شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوي پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
Good evening. Today is Saturday, December 20th, 2024. I'm Suleiman Talash and you are watching RTA News. Foreign Minister Maulavi Amir Khan Muttaqi spoke by phone with Syrian Transitional Government Foreign Minister Asad Hassan al-Shaybani. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said in a phone call, Maulavi Amir Khan Muttaqi praised the Syrian government's stance on amnesty and good governance and expressed hope that Afghanistan and Syria could establish regular diplomatic relations. According to the ministry, Mr. Muttaqi added that Afghans have seen nearly half a century of suffering and can understand the current situation in Syria well. The Syrian Transitional Government Foreign Minister also called on the 20-year struggle of Afghans against colonialism an important experience and can be learned from. The Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock of Afghanistan, Maulavi Sadrazam Osmani, discussed various issues during a meeting with Kazakh delegation in Kabul. The meeting discussed the export, marketing, education of high-quality products, and bilateral cooperation in the fields of export and import of agricultural products of the two countries. In particular, the meeting discussed the production of oil, flour, cotton, and animal manure. While welcoming the Kazakh delegation, Maulavi Sadrazam Osmani provided information about the situation of agriculture and livestock in Afghanistan. Zabihullah Mujahid, spokesperson of the Islamic Emirate, announced the construction of the Afghan railway network by the National Development Company. On the other hand, economic experts consider the construction of rail network in Afghanistan important and say the rail and automobile manufacturing industry can provide employment opportunities for young people in addition to economic growth. More details in this report.
Another important step towards self-sufficiency and progress in the transportation sector has been taken. Zabihullah Mujahid, spokesman of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, has published a press release on his X page saying that the National Development Company has produced a railway vehicle.
Until the construction and completion of the railway in the country, domestically produced rails will also be manufactured.
On the other hand, economic experts consider the construction of vehicles important in the country and say that the railway and vehicle production industry in Afghanistan can, in addition to economic growth, also provide job opportunities for the youth.
Fortunately, the country's industry has grown significantly in the economic-oriented policies of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, and therefore the production of railway lines can not only encourage foreign investors to invest in Afghanistan, but also give more credibility to the industry in the country. Reducing the country's dependence on foreign countries, growing industrial skills, and also making it possible to export these parts produced in Afghanistan abroad.
Also, the citizens of the country welcome the construction of the railway in Afghanistan and are calling for the construction of new factories in different sectors.
We are proud of the Islamic Emirate that pays attention to the country and develops it. And one of our demands from the government is to create jobs for the poor and jobless generation in the city, or build a factory.
This is while, not long ago, a passenger car and a bus reduced in Afghanistan were displayed by the Islamic Emirate for the first time.
The Ministry of Information and Culture says that the procedure of the financial fund of support journalists and media outlets will be completed in the near future. The spokesperson for the ministry says that the establishment of this fund will address the financial problems of journalists and media outlets in the country. On the other hand, a number of media officials praised this move by the Ministry of Information and Culture and call for its proper management and use. Let's see more in this report. The Ministry of Information and Culture's efforts to support journalists and media in the country. The spokesperson for this ministry says that the procedure of the financial fund in supporting journalists and media is being completed. According to the spokesperson of the ministry, efforts to complete this fund are continuing.
وزارت اطلاعات و فرهنگ در کمیسیون ارزیابی و تخطی
The Ministry of Information and Culture has almost finalized the procedure for the Media Evaluation and Violation Commission and Media Complaints Handling Commission. And efforts are being made to support the country's journalists through this fund. And we are trying to finalize the procedure.
به زودترین فرصت طرزالعمل سیاسی نهایی شود.
On the other hand, the Afghanistan Independent Journalists Union considers the establishment of the fund a good move for the media and journalists in the current situation.
We hope that this fund will be strengthened with the support of government, international institutions, and national businessmen, and that the problems facing journalists will be solved.
Meanwhile, a number of media and journalists officials welcomed this move of the Ministry of Information and Culture and called for better management and proper use of this fund.
It is a good and positive step, but it is better to support this, strengthen it, and use it as required to support journalists and the media. This should be managed well so that the money that is deposited from various addresses are not wasted.
این یک مدیریت خوب شود که همون پول‌هایی که از آدرس‌های مختلف اونجا وارد میشن حیف ملشن.
خصوصی رسانه‌ای چې د ترډیر اقتصاد
Private media outlets are facing many economic problems. They have economic difficulties and this fund can solve their economic problems.
اقتصادي ستونزو ته رسیدنه وکړي.
This is when the officials of the Ministry of Information and Culture have previously assured in a two-day coordination meeting with media officials and provincial spokespersons of the Central Zone in Kabul that their problems will be addressed.
The Price Control Commission in Nuristan, headed by the governor and comprising the provincial departments of Industry and Commerce, Municipality, Security Command, Intelligence, Environmental Protection, Justice, and Public Health, has prepared and distributed new price lists for food items to shopkeepers in Parun City, the capital of Nuristan. The members of the said commission recommended the shopkeepers that they prepare the price lists taking into account to the proper interest of the shopkeepers and that no one has the right to violate those prices. Nimroz Governor Sheikh Mohammad Qasim Khalid attended and delivered a speech in the graduation ceremony of Mujahideen of the Kamal Khan Dam Protection Battalion, who completed a month-long religious, professional, and military training. The Nimroz governor emphasized on better training of the Mujahideen in various fields. According to the Seismological Center, a 4 to 7 magnitude earthquake shook Kandahar province and surrounding a rest at 3.9 a.m. last night. The Princess center of the earthquake was recorded 41 kilometers northwest of Spinboldak district and at depth of 10 kilometers underground. The Kandahar Provincial Disaster Preparedness Authority reported that fortunately no damages was caused in the city center and nearby areas. The smuggling of 125 kilograms of opium and 84 kilograms of heroin has been prevented in Nimroz province. The Counter-Narcotics Directorate of the Ministry of Interior Affairs, with the assistance of Counter-Narcotics Management Department of Nimroz province, has discovered and seized 125 kilograms of opium and 84 kilograms of heroin during smuggling, in which a suspect has also been arrested. In Daulat Shah district of Laghman province, PRDPO provided cash assistance to 445 families with technical assistance and financial support from the World Food Programme WFP. In Farshgan, 501 needy families received cash assistance. Each family received 2,900 Afghanis. The monitoring team of the Department of Economy thanked the officials of the organization and recommended them to continue the distribution process. The Disaster Management Authority of Bamiyan province distributed food and non-food items to 483 families affected by natural disasters in Yakaulang 2 and Punjab districts of the province after conducting a survey. It should be noted that in this series of assistance, 50 kilograms of flour, 25 kilograms of rice, a medical kit, and a number of other items were distributed to each family. And the final one is that the Disaster Management Authority of Nangarhar Province, with the financial support of RTA, distributed assistance to 819 poor families in the Goshte district of the province. In this series of assistance, 2,810 Afghanis were distributed to each family. It's worth mentioning that this assistance was given to families affected by drought in the presence of officials of the mentioned department. And that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا